You think the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And then you go back to something that you dated when you were younger, and you kind of realize, again, like you said, that person's mindset didn't necessarily grow over time. Things happen in your life that make you change a little. Things happen in that person's life that makes them change a little more. This time frame has passed, and now the things that have occurred during that time frame have changed the two of you in a certain way. And now you go back into the situation and you guys don't connect as much as you think. Okay, that situation could have worked out, but because of the time that has passed, you guys are not the same, and you think it's going to work out, but it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Now I'm a person that doesn't care for toxicity. I used to be a person that loved it because it was fun. I was young. I didn't have a bigger plan for my future, but now that I'm back with you, the toxicity won't work for me. So therefore, this relationship can't work.
This was one of the things Alan told me, which I thought was like so great, and I've been running with it ever since, right? And this is my take on my analogy on dating an ex, right? So there's an old story where there was a woman who wanted a pig. Okay, this woman wanted a pig, and she was a very rich, wealthy woman. Mm-hmm. She got the pig, she got the baby pig, and she dressed it up in all designer. She put diamonds on it, diamond necklace, everything. She made the pig everything that she wanted, right? And then as she, had the pig, one day it started to rain, right? And she got caught in the rain. Mm-hmm. And the pig almost broke her arm to jump out of her arms so it could run in mud. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, the pig is still going to be a pig. It does not matter what you want it to be. Mm-hmm. It does not matter what you want to dress it up as the same goes and the same rules applies as people.
Hey, we back with another reaction. Man, put y'all cash up in the comments, man. Y'all know how I do. I've been on the blessing spree lately. I've been blessing back to back. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But this right here, like he said, that analogy was gold. You can dress up a pig all you want, but at the end of the day, the true nature of that pig is gonna come out. Eventually. That's why I always tell people, stop trying to change people when you're in this dating game. You feel what I'm saying? But we're going to get into the video. I will be doing the $1,000 giveaway soon. I will announce it. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram to enter. But hey, thank you. Let's get into the video, fam.
Person is what they are, and it's important to accept what they are, which is most likely, not all the time, but it's most likely the case that they are an ex and not a current.
It seems like oh, people are who they are, like the pig is who they are. Accept the pig or don't accept the pig. How about we blame the woman for being foolish enough to believe that she could
pig could wear Gucci?
No, that's what I'm blaming.
Okay,
or not just the woman, but that woman in an analogy.
Yes.
I'm blaming the person to not understand that you can't make anybody be what you want them to be. Right. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much power you have. I don't care how much popularity you have. You can't make somebody be what you want them to be. You could date a girl, you could be a guy, you could date this girl because she's beautiful, but guess what? She's not a wife. And you can't make her be a wife. You're a woman, you're dating this guy, right? And he's just an asshole. And you want a gentleman. He can't be a gentleman. And you gotta understand that instead of trying to mold and change people and give people every reason to change, you just gotta give yourself every reason to move on. If I had to take a poll, right, and this is just
oh, bro, y'all gotta let that settle in. This goes for you guys who be taking these women and trying to change them too. The women as well, both of y'all. But the guys, I see this all the time with y'all. Y'all take this woman and try to change this woman when this woman is the way she is. I always tell guys, take her for what she is when you got her. That's who she's gonna always be. She can't pretend for long. Eventually, her true nature is going to come out. That's why I always tell guys, do not take a woman from all responsibilities when you don't know the woman. Get to know her first, and then you can do that if y'all come up with that agreement. But don't take all the woman's responsibilities away, and then she leave you, and now you left in a hole. You didn't even know the woman. You know what I'm saying? The same with females. Take them for what they are.
An educated guess stat. I would say 80% of people who left their ex and doubled back to their ex is because they thought that they can qualify for something bigger or better, and they don't. And so they realized that what they thought their market value was and what they thought they could obtain, they can't. So now they're trying to go back to where they technically belong. But like you said before, that doesn't mean that person is going to accept you back, especially if your ex has now climbed the charts and now they're above where you met them and you're still at the same spot where you left them. I think it's important if you're gonna leave somebody, you need to make sure that you understand that you're going to come back. If you ever decide to revisit, you have to be a better version of you. You have to be a more established version of yourself. You have to be a more, equipped, whether it be assets and or wisdom, knowledge, whatever it may be. You have to have more attributes than you actually left with when you try to double back. If you try to double back and you're...
Let me interject him right here. I get what he's saying and I agree with his point, but this is my point. If somebody leave you, do not take them back. Let me say it one more time. If somebody leave you, do not take them back, because they have the propensity to do it again. The fact that they said, oh, he will accept me back. Okay. They will repeat the process. Do not take nobody who left you back. Let them go.
Even if you're making more money, but you're still the same person, you're still the same person. You know what I'm saying? So those are just my tips.
Unless money was the issue, which for the case of marriage and divorce, they say that that's the number one reason why people separate.
I want to go back and I want to tie both of your points together when you were referring to, men being able to step out of their relationship because he is the sole provider or whatever the case may be. Historically, that was the norm, right? And I want to tie that into what's happening right now in terms of doubling back, right? Some people double back after the infidelity has happened in the original relationship. You know why? Because it takes an actual conscious, aware person to understand that being unfaithful does not mean you're being disloyal. If I'm still doing everything that I was doing for you, okay? If I come home and I make you happy, if I take care of home, I take care of kids, I do everything, I'm the workhorse, but you caught me stepping outside, that doesn't mean I was disloyal. That means I was unfaithful.
I agree.
I still never stopped doing the things that I promised to provide for us, and I still never stopped making you unhappy. Granted, if you are doing, stepping out because there is an unhappiness, that's way different.
I'm gonna just go on a tangent a little bit. Sorry.
I love it.
But
thought provoking.
now-
Wait, I gotta refute this because I believe this, fellas. If you're gonna step out and do all of that, don't get married. If you're gonna get married, you have an obligation to be fully committed to that woman unless y'all come up with some agreement. I gotta stick to my faith on this. So if I like I say, according to the scripture, that's what I believe. That's what, you feel me? So I can't step outside of that. So I can't agree with what he said. But like I say, if you married, you should be obligated to mess with the only woman. If you want to mess with a lot of women, just don't get married. That's my point. But let's see what you got.
When you're with a woman, right? She's doing a lot of things to bring. When you're with a woman that you love, obviously she's bringing a lot of things to the table that you obviously need and desire. So if she steps out on you, you once said that you won't take that woman back. Why
That's
is
not what
there a
I've ever
difference?
said. Actually, in fact, I love correcting people. In fact, the way I actually got my job at 8 at the
That's all right,
table,
man. Hold on.
the way I got my job at 8 at the table was saying that if I was doing it, especially if I was doing it as well, I got to charge it to the game. And I realized that life, first of all, I stepped out in other relationships. So if I'm in a good relationship, and most men are probably going to deny it, but I realize that most men are just going to deny it to themselves. If you're in a good relationship with a woman and she steps out on you and she was still doing everything that she needed to do, granted, it depends on how she steps out. If she built the relationship, that's one thing. We're talking about like maybe a girl's trip. She fuck around and fuck Drake. I'm going to be mad.
I think I did. I do remember you saying, okay.
I'm gonna be like, yo, I gotta charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying?
say
That's just
that,
what
like,
happens.
bitch.
You know what I'm saying? But if you go out and you go get a Pico and not a Rico, then we have an issue. Like,
Honestly, the fact that he said that's kind of zesty of him. I can't agree with this. Like, who is Drake? You feel me? He a human just like me. So you think I'm gonna accept? I'll accept you messing with Drake? I'm committed to my wife. Mulatto. Name a bad. This is how, because I pride myself on being real. And y'all can test me on it. Y'all make a fake account or whatnot and hit me on Instagram and see if I'm really about what I say. I'm about what I say. Name the finest celebrity right now. They could hit me up to cheat on my wife. I ain't doing it. Because who is mulatto? Like, I got my wife. That's why I don't have no celebrity crush. Who's my celebrity crush? My wife. So just because he a celebrity, I'm not finna put him lower than me just because you sing. Nigga, I don't care. My nigga, if my wife go cheat with Drake, I'm gone. Ain't no, oh, if you mess with Drake, that's cool. But if you go mess with a Pico, that sound gay. I'm sorry. So that mean what? He want to have sex with Drake? Come on, bro. I just can't agree with that. That to me, that's a weird statement in itself. That's just that, man.
You're not gonna go below this, like, I know you're just desperate, you know. But that was just to clarify.
But back to your point though, about the loyalty, disloyalty, unfaithfulness. So that is so key. When I work with my clients, I ask them, what do you want? Like the notebook, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And many times people use this term of, I want someone who's loyal. And that's not the word that they actually, I'm like, let's Google it. Like, are we sure that the words that you are using and the attributes that you're looking for is actually descriptive of what you want? And that's exactly it. Like, no, I want someone who's faithful. Okay, so then that's a different animal. So I agree with you 100% in that regard. Back to your comment though of, how many times are we going to accept the unfaithfulness? Like, what are the circumstances? Like you said, the Drake versus the Pico. Like, what are the circumstances that are, I didn't want to use that word, but
It
right?
is what it is,
like,
yeah.
acceptable. And then also in your case, you said charge it to the game if you were doing dirt, if you weren't doing the dirt.
No, I'm talking about even previously.
Yeah, in the past.
I've already did my. Listen, karma is coming. I don't know how she coming, but if it coming, like, well, I guess this is what I deserve. This is what happens.
So you just want to just deal with it.
I know what I was. Listen, I know everything that I did in my life. It wasn't the most reasonable, right? But you see the foot tap.
I do think that disloyalty and unfaithfulness can go hand in hand, though,
Coexist, yeah.
because you're unfaithful but still be loyal to me. Like, I understand what Rico was saying, like he's still doing all of these things, but what are you telling this side bitch? Like, what are you telling this girl that you're cheating? Are you saying like my wife at home is a piece of shit? Like, oh, she's so annoying, blah blah blah. You're disloyal.
Yes.
But if you be like, I'm fucking you, but I love my wife. Like,
Ain't no justification you disloyal, period. That's just what it is. And I don't like when even women accept you. That's just not right. It ain't right. It's disloyal. If she cheat on you, I don't care what you saying to him. If he's putting, come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just disloyal on every scale. Unless y'all got some type of agreement. Like I say, if y'all choose to get married, y'all shouldn't be stepping out. If you're going to do it, don't get married. It's that simple, bro. I done seen people die because I know people personally who died because of this stuff. Personally. Got shot up in their bedroom. Personally. This is the type of stuff that happen when you do this. That's why I said just don't do it. Don't get married. That's it. It's that simple, bro.
I'm not leaving her. This is not like we're not going to be in a relationship. Like, I love her. I'm going back. That is
can't.
loyal.
I can't.
How you talk
That's
about
me right there.
How you talk about me behind my back is you being loyal to me. So I feel like that goes.
And they love it. They love it. Women love that. It's sickening.
Ew.
Women love.
And not me.
If you tell a girl,
no way.
yo,
They got me
listen,
over here.
we about to mess
I'll
up.
be loyal.
If we about to mess around, but I'm telling you right now, I love my girl. Do not fuck my shit up. Some women would be like, wow.
Don't even talk
I
about
want that.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I want that too.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm here
no
with
matter
you right
what.
now, but don't be talking shit about my girl.
No, yeah. What? I will fight you. Like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
we
like,
can fuck.
we
You
can
better
fight
not talk
right
shit about
now.
my wife. Like, but women love that because at the end of the day, this is what I believe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I could be in my own space.
And that's what we have to marry, guys. That's what we have. That's what, like, somebody that's going to tell me, like, I'm going to cheat on you, but well, I had your back.
No,
Like,
I'm not saying this is what we
Nah.
should want, but I'm just trying to
It's the
let
reality.
them know how
I'd rather be alone.
loyalty.
You know how many-
I would rather be alone.
You wouldn't rather be alone. You'd rather be lied to. See, that's the thing. There's so much infidelity. And for a long time, even here at 80 at the table, I fought to not say normalize infidelity, normalizing the act of cheating. But guess what? It is more normal than it is unnormal. And we need to start to embrace it. And there's some people who need to actually be like, yo, you know what? Cheating on me isn't a full deal breaker, depending on how many times it happens.
Okay, fine.
I
But
said
if you
that
that
and I got
loyal to
cursed.
me, don't let me find out.
Okay,
You said,
fine.
wait, you said that what?
Literally, it was reposted today where I said that. I said that on the podcast before, that I said, I am married, right? I am legally married to my husband. And if he cheated on me one time, and again, depending on the circumstances, that I might not necessarily divorce him. And the thing is that most women, and I would even say people, would say the same thing, but they don't want to say it aloud because it's awkward or it's embarrassing. A lot of folks, oh, I'm not doing 50-50 with a man because then that means we're roommates. And most of those bitches is doing 50-50. They just don't want to say it aloud because the expectation is that as a woman, these are the standards you should have. And people are lying, and they're lying because of social media. They're lying because of pressures. They're lying because of society. 9 times out of 10, folks are forgiving their wives, even though men will not admit it.
Yeah.
And they are forgiving their husbands, even though they don't want to admit it. They are.
Is it that relationships get like boring maybe, or there's not enough sex in the relationship? Like, what is it that makes people decide, all right, you know, like, because in that case, why even be in a relationship if that part is just not fulfilling?
I think that there's something that's lacking in the relationship, and I would even venture out to say that it's not even necessarily the quality of sex or the quantity of sex with their actual partner. It's not even that. I think sometimes people don't feel seen, they don't feel appreciated. It's the attention that this new person offers. A lot of times, especially if you speak to women, they don't even intend on the sexual act. They don't even intend, like, they don't even care about actually having sex with this outside person. It's the phone calls, it's the text messages, it's the compliments, it's the gifts, it's the dates that are more attractive. And then by default, eventually, like, well, I might as well have sex because that's the direction we're going in. But it's not even about the sexual act many times.
So there's been possible times that you considered doubling back to an ex. What was the one thing that was pulling you back personally into that old relationship?
Just the vibe.
Loneliness.
Damn.
Just the vibe.
I'm just.
Oh, the loneliness.
It was, my heart wasn't aching to go back.
I don't get lonely.
Like I didn't like miss him that bad, but I was just like, all right, I'm real bored.
Wow.
He not even texting me no more. Like, all right, I'm gonna text him. Let's see what's up.
A lot of
Let me see
times
if he
our
missed me.
partners be our best friends. Like, we talk every single day, multiple times a day. Like, you miss your best friend. So it's not even an issue of that person being the shit, but it's like, damn, like, I didn't get a text this morning and no one asked me if I ate today. That's what you miss. It's like you miss relationship shit, not necessarily that person. Like, anyone could have been in that slot, but now I don't have nobody who's going to talk to me while I drive home. I don't have anybody to complain about my job to. Like, just missing that engagement.
Everybody needs a friend. I think more that's what it is. Everybody needs a friend. Everybody needs someone to vent to, someone to talk to, someone to, you know, complain to, whatever. And I think that's when you have somebody that's there all day, you guys can, you know, you can complain about everything.
So you ladies never wanted to go back to an ex?
But see,
because
I think I was more busy because I don't even remember like feeling lonely, like, oh, I want to just talk to somebody because I'm lonely. I'm just like, I can't even really remember ever being like, oh, I'm so lonely, I hate it here. I don't know, like, I just.
So my
that's one
question
thing
is,
that I just personally can't really.
none of you ever was like, hey, maybe I might want to consider giving my ex a second chance or a second stab at it because they were a good person?
I mean, good person doesn't mean good relationship.
Well, they were a good person and maybe you did have a good relationship. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, did you have a good relationship that, you know, met some type of obstacles that, you know, led you to split up, and then maybe you know, like, thought about, like, you should give another stab at it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I told you there's one situation, yeah, but I just.
Because you said the vibe, but what is the vibe? Like, what was the vibe that made you say, hey, I should give this another chance?
We had a good mindset together. We both had the same, like, goals, and we felt like we, you know, together we were just like, we complimented each other. Even when we would go outside, we would always get compliments like, oh my God, you guys look great together, you know, like, that shit feels good. You know, you're with someone, you work out together, you have the same goals, you want to go certain places like together, you know, you have a similar mindset, and in a way that makes you be like, yo, I miss that. I miss being with someone that gets me.
Let's start with
Get a
the
drink.
ladies, okay?
We're starting with who?
The ladies.
Wow.
In terms of delusionality. I just made that word up. It sounds good. Okay?
Delusionality.
It sounds good, right?
Can we get it like a written out right there?
I like delusionality. All right, man.
It's not reality.
You gotta put now.
One of the biggest issues, salary. The expectation that their man or the gentleman that they're dating should be making this six figure number, okay? Now, we're in the tri-state area, so I understand the desire to want to be with someone who's making six figures because you kind of just need that in order to function, right? But this expectation that that's what someone should be earning in order for them to be worthy of you is impractical, and I'm gonna tell you why. That they could lose their job in any given moment. So if you're giving someone a chance based on how much money that they make, and tomorrow they are unemployed and homeless or whatever it is, then you're now stuck with the dude who's unemployed or homeless because you only messed with him because of how much money he made. Secondly, it's not about how much money you make, it's how you manage it. Somebody could be the top cardiologist at a hospital making $400,000 and they own 10 cars and they have 4 houses that they're underwater and they're paying child support and alimony and they're broke every week. So looking at a specific figure as a measure of whether or not you should date someone is problematic and it's not going to work. So that's one of the biggest issues that I see with the ladies. Secondly, with the ladies, height. In what world does someone's height dictate how well they're going to treat you or how good of a husband or father they're going to be? There's nothing about that man's height that's going to make him a better human being. So, and again, I'm not saying that you should be dating folks who are necessarily like super shorter than you, but you're 5'2" and he has to be 6 feet. Why?
Yeah,
Why? It's unreasonable. Even in your tallest heels, he's still going to be taller than you. And I understand generally the idea is the taller the man, the bigger the man, the more likely he is to protect you. It's more animalistic than it is like reality, but still impractical. The gentleman. There's this desire to have a woman who has this very particular physique, especially for black women, right? Usually bigger titties, smaller waist, flat stomach. However, usually the women who look like that are going to have higher expectations than what that man can afford. And it's not nice to say, but if she's getting tons of attention and she's this really beautiful woman with this amazing physique, then that means that usually she's going to date the kinds of guys who do have the 6 figures, who are taller, right? Who are more seemingly attractive. You probably can't afford the lifestyle that she's going to ask for. So it's unrealistic to have this, I want a woman that has this body, or I want a woman who looks like this, and we're not looking at her personality.
Hey, she ate though. I'm not even gonna wait. Let's let her finish.
We're not looking at her behavior. We're not looking at her traits. And then you're surprised when she's an airhead, or you're surprised when she's a bitch. Well, that's what you wanted. That's what you got.
Oh, she spoke facts about that. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, like even with on the guy side, women, they want a man this tall. They want a man with money. See, the fact that y'all looking at these things, to me, is crazy because I'm telling you, as soon as you get with a person, that the looks and all that's gonna fade. You got to live with the inside of that person. Not saying looks don't matter. Looks really do matter. But at the end of the day, you have to put more emphasis on who this person really is. Because I know a lot of guys with money, terrible people. I know a lot of guys who tall. Women think just because they tall and big, they can protect them, but they weak and got no heart. You got to look at the heart of a man. The heart of a man don't mean nothing. David in the Bible, he was the smallest. He was the sheep herder. He wasn't of no. He was of no esteem. But God, when he was looking for his next king, he told Samuel. He said, "Go get me. I need David." David's father brought out David's 2 brothers because they was big first. He said, "No, there's another one around here you ain't showing me." He said, "Oh, I got some little sheep boy back there." Oh, David little butt came walking out. But God said, "I need him because of his heart." He got heart. Everybody was scared of the giant, Goliath. Everybody was scared of him. David walked up like, "Man, hey, let me go get him right quick." The trained soldiers were scared of Goliath, running from him. David said, "Now let me handle this." He had heart. That's what I'm saying. You could be small, but I know in my heart of hearts, I'd knock somebody 6 foot out. Straight up, I'm 5'7". I got heart. For real. So don't think because you big, you're going to punk me. If you knock me out, I'm going to find a way to get you down. Regardless, I'm going to get back up. You might catch a shell. But at the end of the day, just because you tall and big don't mean you got heart. A lot of these dudes be sissies. Straight up. So at the end of the day, you can't always look at the external. Or just because the person got money. A lot of people, they got money, they are straight lames. Trust me, they just got lame. You know what I'm saying? So don't always look at that. You got to look at the inside of the individual. And for the men, just because the chick bad, like she said, ain't got no personality, ain't got nothing. You can't even make you laugh. Sex bad. Just got big titties. You know what I'm saying? Ain't just what they call it, bad B. Can't do nothing but dress. I'm telling you, these women get on my, like, bro, trust me, I done had them all. You feel me? Before I was married, I done had the bad bees and left them, smashed them one time and never seen them again. Cause I just don't want to be with them. I've had an average chick that make you laugh. You be around, they laughing like a mug. Sex great, everything. Just, you know what I'm saying? These bad bees, I'm telling you, they overrated. They ain't got nothing. That's all they got. Is just be on Instagram, just lame. That's all they can do, take a picture. They, like Cameron said, they don't even make videos because they ain't got no personality. Just garbage. Can't talk to you about nothing. Tell me a conversation. Make me laugh. Do something. I can take a picture. But get out of here, but hey, man. Tell me what y'all think about the video in the comments, man. See you guys next video. Always remember, be safe out here, kings and queens. Let's get it.